Tonight, the deliberation is over. The Democratic ticket is set. Vice President Kamala Harris names her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, as the two kick off a battleground campaign blitz. And all along the East Coast, storms bring relentless rain, life-threatening flooding, and travel chaos. Just moments ago in Philadelphia, Harris and Walz appeared together for the first time. Walz, a second-term governor, former congressman, veteran, and high school football coach, calls his selection the honor of a lifetime, saying he's all in. Walz beat out other prominent Democrats on the Veep shortlist, including Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Former President Trump and running mate J.D. Vance immediately pouncing on the pick. Rachel Scott is standing by from the campaign trail. Debbie slams the southeast coast with deadly force and potentially historic flooding. More than a foot of rain in parts of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas, with much more to come. Multiple reported tornadoes. A single mom fortunate to be alive after a tree crushed her house. Where Debbie is heading next, Victor Kendo and Ginger Z in the storm zone. The effects of Debbie and another system are creating travel chaos in the Northeast. Ground stops at major airports prompting the delays and cancellations of thousands of flights. The arrest in an alleged plot to kill former President Trump. What we're learning about the suspect and his alleged ties to Iran. What the Secret Service did in response. Aaron Katursky with late reporting. A terrible tragedy. An SUV crashes into a canal, killing 9 people, including 6 children. The emergency declared. Frightening moments as a passenger jet lands on malfunctioning nose gear. Team USA shines bright in Paris. The American women head to the gold medal game with a nail-biter. Gabby Thomas is golden on the track. The amazing finish in the men's 1500. And a whale steals the show at the surfing competition in Tahiti. And we get a sneak peek at the pandas about to make their big debut in America, where you can find them starting this week.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Lindsay Davis in for David. Tonight, the speculation is over. The Democratic ticket now complete. With her campaign barely 2 weeks old, today Vice President Kamala Harris made her most consequential decision so far, naming Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. Just moments ago, they made their debut during a rally in Philadelphia. Vice President Harris and Governor Walz side by side for the first time in front of about 12,000 cheering supporters. Walz, a progressive governor, considered a dark horse chosen after a quick vetting process, managing to edge out popular Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Walz is a retired Army National Guard member, also a former high school teacher and football and basketball coach. The Trump campaign immediately going on the attack, calling him a liberal extremist. But top Democrats were quick to embrace the new add to the ticket. President Biden calling Governor Walz a powerful voice for the middle class. Walz is already credited with changing the tone of the race with just one word. ABC's Rachel Scott leads us off from Philadelphia.
Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris introducing her new running mate.
Governor Tim Walz of the great state of Minnesota.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, joining Harris on stage in Philadelphia before a crowd of thousands, calling it the honor of a lifetime, saying he's all in.
I couldn't be prouder to be on this ticket and to help Vice President Harris become what we all know is very, very good for us to think about. Next President of the United States of America.
Supporters lining up hours before their first joint appearance. It's been just 16 days since Harris became a candidate.
We are the underdogs in this race, but we have the momentum, and I know exactly what we are up against.
Harris making the call this morning.
I want you to do this with me. Let's do this together. Would you be my running mate, and let's get this thing on the road?
I would be honored, Madam Vice President.
Crowds cheering as Walz left his St. Paul home this morning, flying to Philadelphia to join Harris on a blitz through the battleground states. The decision came down to the wire. Her campaign printing multiple signs with the names of different contenders. Among the finalists, popular Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and Arizona Senator and former astronaut Mark Kelly. But in the end, Walz and Harris really hit it off. Walz grew up in rural Nebraska, served 24 years in the Army National Guard. He moved to Minnesota, his wife Gwen's home state, taught high school social studies, coached the football team, In 2007, Walz unseated a Republican serving 6 terms in Congress. The 2-term governor codifying abortion rights in the state after the fall of Roe v. Wade, enacting gun safety legislation, and guaranteeing free lunches in public schools. Walz laughing off criticism his record is too liberal.
What a monster. Kids are eating and having full bellies so they can go learn, and women are making their own health care decisions.
Walz and his wife have 2 children, Gus and Hope. Hope, a fixture on Walz's social media.
Hi, Minnesota. Governor Walz here, along with
Hope. Walz's star rising in Democratic circles in recent days after he coined a new line of attack against Republicans.
These are weird people on the other side. These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
Calling them weird.
They want to take books away. They want to be in your exam room. That's what it comes down to. And don't, get sugarcoating this. These are weird ideas.
Tonight, the Trump campaign calling Walz a liberal extremist.
And again, the biggest problem with the Tim Walz pick, it's not Tim Walz himself, it's what it says about Kamala Harris. That when given an opportunity, she will bend the knee to the most radical elements of her party.
Senator J.D. Vance on a tour of his own through the battleground states, saying he reached out to his new rival.
I actually called Tim Walz. I left a voicemail. I didn't get him. But I just said, look, congratulations. Look forward to a robust conversation and enjoy the ride.
Let's get right to Rachel Scott, who is at the Harris-Walz rally in Philadelphia. And Rachel, it seems the Harris campaign is really banking on the Walz, helping to deliver voters in key battleground states in the Midwest and in Pennsylvania.
Exactly, Lindsay. In fact, this Democratic ticket, Vice President Kamala Harris, Governor Walz, they're continuing their swing through the battleground states, next heading to Wisconsin and Michigan. A source close to the vetting process telling me they believe that Walz will appeal to those Midwestern blue-collar voters in those critical states that they need to win. Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris says they're already seeing momentum in those states. As for former President Donald Trump, well, tonight I'm told that his campaign is relieved that it is not Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro on the ticket. But at the same time, the former president has been fuming on social media that President Joe Biden is out of this race, Lindsay.
Lots of excitement in that room, Rachel. Thank you. We move on now to the life-threatening flood risk and a tornado watch in the south. Tropical storm Debbie unleashing relentless rain from Georgia to North Carolina. Flash flood alerts stretch across several states, potentially historic flooding in some areas for the next several days. The rain is expected to keep falling through Thursday. ABC's Victor Oquendo is in South Carolina.
Tonight, flash floods swamping the low country. Debbie sitting over the southeast, unleashing a relentless torrent of rain on the Carolina coast. In downtown Charleston, over 8 inches of rain already, overtaking streets and businesses, pumps struggling to keep up. Debbie's winds howling overnight, a reported tornado damaging homes in Edisto Beach. A confirmed tornado touching down just north of Charleston.
Here in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, this Arby's was destroyed. All the furniture that was inside, tables, chairs, blown out. There is shattered glass everywhere. And that is the air conditioning unit. It was up on the roof. Now it's in the middle of the parking lot.
In Savannah, Shakina Conyers and her 4 children are okay after this massive tree crushed their home.
I don't want to start crying. First, my kids is my everything. And as a single mama, it's hard, raising